If you're deciding between a Cane Corso and a Boerboel, then this video is exactly what you need to see. I'm not here to give you the generic Cane Corso Boerboel stats. Anybody can go on Google and easily look up that information. Understanding that human-dog connection and that lifestyle you're going to live with each breed is far more important, and that's exactly what I'm going to share with you today. Because you're not choosing between a Cane Corso and Boerboel. You're choosing between two completely different lifestyles and two completely different emotional connections. You don't live with a dog on Instagram. You live with a dog on a random Tuesday, when your kids have friends over, when Amazon's coming up the driveway, when you're exhausted and don't have time to train your dog. Bruce Wayne is literally my soul dog. That dog I never thought could even exist on this planet. The connection I have with Bruce, and Justice is getting there too as he gets older and more mature, with these two guys is crazy. And I'm just gonna tell you flat out, if you're looking for that soul dog, that really deep human canine connection, the Cane Corso is the clear winner. And it's not because the Boerboel is any less than the Cane Corso, it's because of how they're wired. I'm not saying it can't happen to the Boerboel, but the odds of it happening are just much greater with the Cane Corso because of their intelligence, their emotional intelligence, and just how their DNA is wired. And both breeds are absolutely incredible in their own right. Two different dogs, two different lifestyles. It really comes down to what you want, your lifestyle that you live, and what you're expecting from the breed. Cane Corsos are a very intelligent breed. And I'm not talking about just like average obedience intelligence. They're very intelligent in that department, but their emotional intelligence is off the charts. It's almost like I have a telepathic communication with these two. I can tell what they're thinking, they can tell what I'm thinking. A lot of the times my chronic health conditions on top of my depression, they know when I'm having a flare-up or when I'm about to have a flare-up or when I'm really down before I even really recognize it myself. Back in 2020, 2021, I didn't have Justice yet. And I was going through my first really harsh medical treatment with my chronic illnesses that would just completely wipe me out every single day. I'm not a napper, and every single day I'd have to lay in bed and take a nap for like 3 hours. Every single day, Bruce would come in, he'd hop on the bed with me, and not just like lay by me, he would press his whole body against me like a body pillow, almost comforting me, letting me know I'm not alone, just making sure I'm okay. You're not gonna get that with a Boerboel. A Boerboel's a much more independent thinker. They aren't as in tune with their owners, and that just really comes down to their emotional intelligence and their overall intelligence. And I'm not saying they're stupid by any means, it's just a different level of intelligence. Yeah, dude, you took care of me. You always do. Both breeds are amazing guardian breeds, but they're guardian breeds in different ways. So a Boerboel is going to constantly be scanning the room, scanning the territory. They might look at you quick, but then, tune their attention outside again, looking at everything that is yours, that you love, your family. Where a Cane Corso is going to, obviously they're going to be protecting the yard, and they're going to do their due diligence, scanning the property, but they'll spend a lot of time staring at you. Bruce and Justice will stare at me 15, 20, 30 minutes at a time. And they're just checking on me. They're observing my breathing pattern. They're observing my body posture, how tense I am, how tense my jaw might be. They're really taking a lot of cues from me internally. So I guess you can think about it like a Cane Corso is going to be guarding you, like in your 3-foot radius, right? They're gonna be looking at you and studying you a lot more than a Boerboel. A Boerboel is more like having a security guard in the home that still loves you, but they're showing that love in a different way. They may be sitting across the room, staring at you, staring at the property, staring at the room, staring outside, making sure the perimeter is safe and secure. And it's not that they love you less, it's just a different kind of love because of how they're bred. Cane Corsos are very outward in how they show love. I mean, you see it all the time on camera. Bruce, Justice always trying to kiss me, putting their paw on my shoulder, pulling me in for a hug. Where Boerboels don't show love that type of way. They're not that affectionate dog. Thanks for proving the point, buddy. You're just trying to make me look good. Now he's doing all the things. Now he wants a hug. Corsos are more of the Velcro dog. Think about having a second shadow. They are so curious to what you're doing because they want to be part of the family. Or a Boerboel is going to sit across the room, like I told you, A Corso is going to follow you room to room. They're going to be in the kitchen. They're going to be observing what you're doing. And some of you may want a dog following you room to room, while other people just may not want that. It may annoy them. They may want their space. So if you don't want a lot of space, if you want that physical love given to you, and you're able to give it back to your dog, you're going to get that with a Corso, because they need that physical touch. They need that love, and they want to show it just as much too. And just because a Boerboel isn't kissing you, hugging you, on top of you all the time, it doesn't mean they love you any less. Think about a Boerboel like the old school dad. You know, they're very stoic. They don't show much emotion, but they have this deep love for you, and they would do anything in the world to protect you. Both breeds would die for the family, but they're going to show that love in a different way. So the Boerboel's that stoic dad that isn't telling you how much he loves you, isn't hugging you all the time, telling you what an amazing person you are, but they still love you just the same. It's just a different style of love. And because Corsos are attached and interwoven to your family and your lifestyle and everything you do, they want to go on public outings with you. And both breeds need socialization. But here's a huge difference. If you socialize both dogs properly, not the average internet way where it's meet and greet and love single thing they see, you're not trying to train these dogs to be the next golden retriever. Socialization is actually about training neutrality, being able to handle any different situation without redlighting their nervous system. In my opinion, socialization is far more important than obedience work, because a neutral dog that can handle any situation is going to be a very adaptable dog. And once you get that socialization down, obedience work comes so easy. And here's a massive difference no matter how proper you socialize your dog, because we have two different brains, two different DNAs, two different breeds that are bred with different qualities and traits. A Cane Corso out in public, properly trained, properly socialized, once you welcome somebody into your circle, they should be neutral or friendly with whoever's coming up. No, Boerboel, you're literally asking them to fight their DNA and fight everything that they were bred for. So because of their DNA and how they're wired, a Cane Corso would be great to take out to festivals, to the pub, to stores that are dog friendly, because they want to be part of that life. They want to be part of your family and really deeply woven into you and your family. Remember, these guys have that emotional intelligence, so they need a lot of time with you. Where a Boerboel, you're literally asking them to fight everything within their DNA when you're taking them out in public. They're going to be far more reactive than a Cane Corso. So a Boerboel is better off left at home when you go on outings. And speaking of reactivity, and also because Boerboels are such independent thinkers, they're more likely to react quicker. So when you're at home, they're going to explode at just seeing a reflection in the window, where a Cane Corso is going to think things through and assess the situation before reacting. And it's not like one style is better than the other. It really is on what you want out of your dog. The Boerboel is probably the better guardian of the house. The Boerboel is just bred to be the security guard of the house. That's what they're supposed to do. Where a Cane Corso is more of a guardian of you, looking over you. They want to be closer to you. Mental and exercise requirements for both breeds are a lot different. You have a Cane Corso that, although they're giant breed dogs, they're very athletic, and they have a lot of stamina for a giant breed dog. Where the Boerboel's not that athletic, and they don't have a whole lot of stamina. So you can take your Cane Corso on hikes, and they don't have the stamina and energy of a lab, but they can go on small hikes. I've taken Bruce hiking up mountains, 5-mile hikes, 6-mile hikes in his prime. He's too old for that now. But if you do that with a Boerboel, it's so much on their joints. They're so heavy and blocky and dense. It's not good in their heart because of their stamina. So if you want a dog to go out on hikes and nature walks with you, and I'm not talking like these insane, super hard hikes, then you may want to consider a Cane Corso over a Boerboel. But if you're a homebody that doesn't like to go on hikes and doesn't want to go on long walks, your Boerboel's still going to need walks, but they're good with a shorter walks around the perimeter, things like that, then that would be the better lifestyle choice for you. Neither's better. It just really comes down to a personal choice, what you're looking for from your dog, and that type of bond and connection you want with your dog, because the more time you spend with your dog, the more experiences you give with your dog, the tighter you're going to become with your dog. And that makes it difficult if you like to be at the house a lot doing things and you can't have your dog with you. how they handle training is going to be much different. How responsive they're going to be is much different. A, you have a Cane Corso that is far more intelligent. 2, a Cane Corso really wants to please their owners because they're not such an independent thinker like a Boerboel. And D, Cane Corsos need a lot more mental stimulation than a Boerboel. So although each breed definitely is not for first-time dog owners, definitely needs experienced owners, definitely needs extremely strong leadership, one's going to be more responsive than the other. And the Cane Corso is going to be the one that's most likely more responsive to obedience. And when it comes to your family, both breeds are going to be great with your family. They're going to be very good with your kids. They're going to love your kids, but that doesn't mean they're going to love your kids' friends. Both breeds. And with any dog, you can never, ever, ever, no matter how much you trust a dog, leave the dog alone with your kid. But having people over to the house is already going to be a challenge with both breeds. But with a Boerboel, it's going to be even more of a challenge because they are even more territorial than a Corso, which is territorial as it is. And back to that really deep connection, that soul dog connection I have with Bruce Wayne and Joey Justice, I just need to warn you, because don't get a Cane Corso thinking that you're going to get your soul dog. You're going to get this super deep bond. So many factors come into play. Just like kids, how you raise your dog and how you train your dog and the time you spend with your dog and the experience you give your dog is one huge factor in who they're going to be as an adult. I'm sure a lot of parents out there will totally agree that your kids are a representation of yourself. And I feel the same way about dogs. Dogs are a representation of their owners, of the training, of the care, of the love, of the time spent with them. But also, each individual dog matters. The DNA matters. Genetics matter so much. How the dog was raised, what training steps did you take? All of this matters. And it doesn't happen overnight. It takes literally years to build. And it doesn't mean because you get a Cane Corso, it's gonna happen at all. You could still have an amazing dog that you love so much, but that connection just may not be there. So I just need to warn you guys, because I don't want to have somebody get a Cane Corso wanting this bond and it not happening and thinking that it's just automatic, because it's not. It's a lot of time, it's a lot of care, it's a lot of love, it's a lot of experience you have to give your dog on top of the dog itself. By now you should have a very good understanding if you want a Cane Corso or a Boerboel, because you understand your own lifestyle right now and you understand what you want with your dog and your lifestyle. Thank you, buddy. I think they got the point. You guys need to love a lot and you're protective, yes. Just make sure to choose the breed of dog that fits your random Tuesday afternoon, not the dog that you love on Instagram. I have so much helpful training material in the description box below, as well as sick merch. I have the Ultimate Cane Corso Blueprint, the Ultimate Raw Feeding Guide, the Ultimate Canine Socialization Blueprint, the Ultimate Prong Collar Blueprint. So many things that'll help you train your dog, build this deep communication with your dog. Even if you're not getting a Corso, I highly recommend the Cane Corso Blueprint because it's good for all dogs, and it really shows how I built this relationship. It's long, it's 166 pages, but it is a lot of deep nuggets that came out of my brain that'll help you guys out immensely. And also, anytime you use the links in my description, it really helps support me and my family, so it goes a long way, so we can't thank you guys enough. And also, please make sure you subscribe to the channel and leave us a nice comment. Tell us your experience on both breeds, or what you're thinking, which way you're leaning, if you want a Cane Corso or a Boerboel, and why. I'd love to hear more. There's no right or wrong choice. There's not one dog's better than the other. It's what fits your lifestyle. Until next time, Bruce Wayne, Joey Justice, and myself, we see you later. Peace.